Hello, so in this next video, I'm going to take you through how the system looks like. We're going to look at the different modules that we have. So immediately when you sign in to tendaflow, you're going to go to the dashboard and you're going to be able to see the different business, the inner workings of your business. Actually, to summarize it, you'll be able to see what's happening in terms of approvals, what needs to be approved, the key total amounts that you have. You'll be able to see your spend and suppliers and the supplier health, because you're going to have a supplier score. You're going to see operational details, workflow and approval movement, how what is happening within the workflow. Are people approving this? Some of the PRs, the POs, are invoices being approved? You're going to see the reports and activity, the reports that are being downloaded in real time, and all that will be able to give you an idea of what's happening within your system. And we added a drop down so that you can be able to click and get right to what you want to see within the system. So that's the dashboard only. In the purchase requisitions, of course, it's where now you create your PR. Right now we have nothing there, but as we start to create, you'll start seeing how every page is changing. So here you will create your PR. You'll just click create PR, and you're able to add the title, the currency, the department, and the description of what you want. And then you can add the requested items, what items you need, the quantity, the unit price, and it will calculate for you the line total. And then you can click create draft PR. In the purchase orders, you will be able to either create a PO from an approved PR. So once you create your PR, it's going to go through the whole process of being approved. Then you'll be able to see it in approved PRs ready for PO. And there you can be able to either create a PO from it, or if you're just creating a standalone PO, you'll just click create standalone PO and create your own PO. At this stage, especially in POs, you will need to have already configured your suppliers so that you can be able to pick from them and send the PO to them once the PO goes through the whole approval process. Within the supplier section, you're supposed to add suppliers. You can either add them manually by creating a supplier. You give the supplier name, the contact person, their email and phone, and the category that they're in, and the subcategory. Or you can just import suppliers from an Excel sheet that probably you might have. And what I want you to notice, if you're getting the suppliers from an Excel sheet, you need to at least follow the headers that we have written for you there, so that you don't add headers that are not going to be approved or be accepted by the system. So just follow the recommended Excel headers when you are importing suppliers from Excel sheets. And right here, you will be able now to see your suppliers list. You'll be able to see different things like portal users and things like that. Again, you will be able to see that as we proceed with the system. In the invoices here, you'll find your invoices that have been sent to you either by the supplier. They can send it to you manually, and you can be the one that creates the invoices, or the supplier themselves, using the supplier portal, can send and create. They can create an invoice for you, and you'll be able to see the invoices in this page, and you'll now be able to take it through the approval process. And then in the payment section, you'll be able now to pay the invoices that have been approved. The invoice has to go through the whole approval process as well in order for you to be able to pay it. You can see the uh, invoices that are ready for fast payment, and you can see invoices that have been partially paid and they have a balance. And then you'll be able to see now the payment records of all the payments that you've been able to make. The other thing you'll be able to see is your approvals. In approvals, you'll be able to see what is pending approval and what has already been approved. It's basically it's just simple like that. And another thing I want you to note is that not everyone will be able to see what is pending in the approval queue, especially if they've not been given the permission to approve. Then you will have the approval workflow, where you are going to now create the approval workflow that you want. So I'll take you through this as well when we start configuring the system for you to understand. But you can already notice that when I told you that sole proprietorship usually has its own default workflow, here it is. You already have the workflow created for you. You have the payment approval, invoice, purchase order approval, and purchase requisition approval. So if you're in sole proprietorship, you're only configuring maybe the users, and maybe if you have different departments, you can configure that, and suppliers. The most important thing for sole proprietorship when it comes to configuring is going to be the suppliers, because everything else has been done for you. After that, we have the reports section. In the reports area, once you have been able to create report PRs and POs and invoices, you'll be able to see the reports in this area. And another thing to note, when you are the admin is the person that signs up first, or also you can create users and give them that admin privilege. You will be able to see all the reports. But someone who is maybe in procurement or in finance will see some of the reports, and they won't be able to see others. So it all depends with the permissions that you've given the users within your system. You also have the audit log, which shows when you create a PR, a PO, whatever is happening within the system, the audit log is going to be on the lookout, and it's going to give you that information here. We have the help section where you have the tender assistant, which is an inbuilt AI that is supposed to help you whenever you're stuck within the system. And if just in case you feel like the AI is not giving you enough answers, we also have the user guide, which will guide you through each and every stage of the configuration process of the system. You also have exchange rates, just in case your company works, um, using USD, currency, or using Ugandan currency, whatever currency you're using, you can be able to come here and configure it. We have the manual rates where the finance team can actually be the finance or treasury team can come and say and put the currency and the rate at that moment, or you can just sync the rates. This is automatic. You just run it and you click sync rates, and you can be able to see the different rates at the moment on that day. As you can see today, on 11th July, these are the rates that we have from USD to Kenya shillings, euros, and pounds. In the department area, you can be able to create departments, but we already have default departments added for you. So if you feel like you want to add another department, you just write the department name over here. You can say operations, and you click create, and it will be created for you. Now, in this area, you can delete the departments, especially since they don't have anyone inside, or no one within that department has done anything. But once you have someone in administration, for example, approving something, or someone in procurement creating a PO, you cannot be able to delete or deactivate that department. But right now, we can easily delete operations, for example. Okay, then we go to our roles. The roles are also already created for you by default, but if you want to create another role or create roles, you can do that. We have the basic roles over here. So you can add your own role, you can add requester, you can be as creative as you want with your roles. You can also create another admin to assist you with configuring the system instead of you, the system owner, the system role, the admin who has a system role creating everything for yourself. So you can actually just give some of the work to someone else if you feel overwhelmed at any point. Then this is the area where we have permissions. In the permissions area, you give different roles permissions. You can remove or assign those roles to different roles within the system. So here for admin, you can see admin has been assigned all the roles unless you want to take away a role from them. But it does not allow that, because admin is supposed to be able to go through the system and check what is going on. So this is basically it. You can choose maybe to take away some rules from from finance, or you can assign rules to them. Then in the user section, it's now where you create your users. So the people that you're working with, if you're in a partnership, maybe it's your other partner. If you are alone, you can just decide to stay alone, just as the company owner, and do the approval yourself and configure the system for yourself. So these are all the things that we have, rather all the sections that we have within this system. So I hope you kind of have a clear understanding. The other part that I would like maybe to look at is these areas up here. So in this, so over here at the top bar, you can see that we have your profile once you create it and your role. And here on the sidebar, you can see the company name. So the workspace is literally just the company name. So Tender Soul. And then over here, you can search the POs that you're looking for. You can even search the user guide. You have a dark mode and light mode button over here. So if you feel like that your eyes are really straining, you can go to dark mode and work with the system using dark mode, or you can go back to light mode. And then over here, you have the tasks that you are supposed to do when you enter the system. So someone maybe who is creating POs, once they're approved, they'll be able to see in the My Task area that the PO has been approved. That allows them now to start creating, rather, they can see the PR has been approved, and now they can create a PO using that PR. Here in the notification area, you're going to be able to see the approvals that are pending if you are an approver within the system. So you'll be able to click on them and it will take you directly to the approval section, and you can be able to approve or reject the request. And then, of course, you have the logout button, which will help you to log out. So that's all for the system for now. So the next video will be about configuring, and we'll configure sole proprietorship, partnership, and company. So thank you. See you in the next one.